right, let's start with number 1. A given amount of annual interest is earned from a total of $11,000 invested in 2 funds paying simple interest. Write and solve the systems of equations to find the amount invested at each given rate. So how would I set up my 2 equations? Awesome. So x plus y equals 11,000 because that's our total amount, and then the amount that we invested is 0.2% of x. 0.02. Yes.
Where'd you get the 0.02 from?
And then plus 0.05 y, and then the interest is 430. The top one I can solve for y. So this would be y equals 11,000 minus x. And then I can take this and plug it in to y. So 0.02x plus 0.05 times 11,000 minus x is equal to 430. What do I have to do next? Distribute it. So 0.02x, what is 0.05 times 11,000? 550 minus 0.05x is equal to 430. What's next? Combine like terms. So this would give me negative 0.03 x, and then subtract 550 on both sides. Negative 120, and then divide by negative 0.03. How much? 4,000. So if x is 4,000, I can plug it into the top one to find y. So I have 4,000, or I can plug it into this one, so y is equal to 11,000 minus 4,000. So what does y equal? 7,000.
So how would you write this? You say.
So we would write the answer that, bless you, $4,000 was invested at 2%, and 7,000 at 5%, because y was 7. So y is 7,000 at 5%. Like this. All right, next one. Solve the system of equations. So how would I solve this? So I'm using substitution here. Because I have an x squared, I have to use substitution. Y is already solved, so I'm just going to plug this into y. So I have 2x squared plus 2x minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 15. Right. That's why I put it in parentheses, because I have to distribute it. Because I have y equals.
Oh, yeah.
So then I distribute the negative. So I have 2x squared plus 2x minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 15. The 2x's cancel. I can add 3 to the other side. So 2x squared is equal to 18.
Yeah. And then
Divide by 2. X squared equals 9. Awesome. X equals positive 3 and negative 3. I have to plug them both in to find y, because I have 2 x's, so I'm going to have 2 y's. So I'm going to plug it into the second equation because it's going to be a lot easier to work with. So I have 2 times 3 plus 3 is equal to y. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9, so y equals 9. How would I write my answer here? 3, 9. and then do the same thing for the second one. I'm going to plug it into the second equation again. Just make sure you're plugging it into x. So I have 2 times negative 3 plus 3 is equal to y. Bless you. Negative 6 plus 3 equals y. Negative 3 equals y. So how would I write my answer? Negative 3, negative 3. So these are my 2 answers. All right, find the sales x necessary to break even at the compounding revenue R obtained by selling x units. Round to the nearest whole number. So how do I solve this?
12.20x equals 8.2x plus 19,000.
Awesome. To break even, we need the cost equal to the revenue. So I set these 2 equations equal to each other. So 8.3x plus 19,000 is equal to 12.28x. Combine like terms. So what's 12.28 minus 8.3? 3.98. So then divide by 3.98. So what do we get for x?
If we're rounding, 4,774.
4,774. Because it says round to the nearest whole number. So that's how many units that we have to sell. Solve the system of equations. So what should I do?
Multiply the top by negative 8.
We can do that. Multiply the top by negative 8. Because that way our x's will cancel. So this gives me negative 8x. I'm just going to rewrite it here. Minus 40y is equal to, what's negative 8 times 42? Negative 336. Then we combine our 2 equations so the x's cancel.
Negative 42.
Negative 43y is equal to
301.
negative 301. Divide by negative 43.
Get 7.
Amazing. 7. So y is 7. How do I find x?
Plug in.
Plug it in.
Top one.
I'll plug it into the top one, but make sure you plug it into y. So I have x plus 5 times 7 is equal to 42. X plus 35 equals 42. Subtract 35 on both sides, so x equals what?
7.
7. This is our answer. All right, next one. So here we have to solve. What should I do first? Multiply the top by negative 8. Perfect. So you're like 2 steps ahead here, or I guess a step ahead, because you already see that if we multiply this one by negative 8, it'll cancel out with the second equation. So that's awesome. So multiply the top by negative 8. So my new top equation, what is 1/2 times negative 8?
Negative 4.
Negative 4x. And then 1/8 times negative 8 would be negative y. And then that's equal to? Negative 3. So here the x's cancel. What happens to the y's?
Everything else.
They cancel. So we get 0 is equal to?
0.
So what would my answer here be?
Infinitely many.
Infinitely many.
I just did 17.
Yeah, if you do substitution, you'll get like the same equation equals the same. So you'll get the same answer. Bless you. Good with that one? All right, number 6. A minor league baseball team had a total attendance one evening of 1,270. The tickets for adults and children sold for $15 and $12 respectively. The ticket revenue that night was $17,625. Create a system of linear equations to find the number of adults and children at the game.
X plus y equals 1270.
Perfect. X plus y equals 1270.
And then 15x plus y.
So adults is X and children are Y. Because you said 15X plus 12Y equals 17,625. Now how do you want to solve?
Y equals 1270 minus.
Perfect. So we can solve a substitution. So I'll set this equation in terms of y. So y equals 12,070 minus x. So now I have y is equal to this, and I'm going to plug it into y in my other equation. So 15 times x plus 12 times y is 1,270 minus x is equal to 17,625. Distribute.
That's 15, 240,
So 15x plus
15,240.
15,240 minus 12x is equal to 17,625. Combine like terms.
3x equals 2,385.
So 3x equals 2,385.
385. And then x equals 795.
X equals 795. And then how do I find y? Plug it in. I'm going to plug it into the first one because it's definitely easier. So take x, plug it into x in the first equation.
475.
I can actually plug it into this one, but it doesn't matter. You can plug it into whichever equation you want. So y equals 1270 minus 795, and we get 475.
Which one do you plug it into? Can you plug it into any?
Yeah, I could plug it into this equation, or this equation.
Plug it into the first one.
I plugged it into the one that I had y equals just because, I mean, it's essentially the same as the first. I would just have to subtract the 795 from both sides, which is what I'm doing there. So how many adult tickets were sold? 795 adult and 475 children. So that would be my answer. Make sure on the quiz that you clarify which one's which, because we just made up x and y for adults and children. So if you give me your answer as x is equal to 795, I don't know which one you're talking about. So make sure. 7 or 8 questions total. So solve the system of equations. So this is just back substitution. Plug z equals 9 into z. So I get y plus 2z, which z is 9, is equal to 9. So what does y equal? Negative 9. And then we plug y and z into the first equation. So that goes into z, this one goes into y. So x minus negative 9 plus 5 times 9 is equal to 41. This becomes a positive 9. So x plus 9 plus 45 equals 41. X plus 54 equals 41. Subtract 54 on both sides. So x is equal to? Negative what? 13. So how would I write my answer? Perfect. Negative 13, negative 9, 9. So it's x, y, z. All right, for number 8. First thing we have to do is pick a variable that we want to eliminate and stick with that one. So which variable do you want to eliminate first? I think I like z better, but again, you can do whatever you want.
You always have to eliminate one thing.
Yes, so you have to pick one, eliminate that twice. So we do the first step twice.
Because on the web sign, the third one,
It was missing a variable?
Yeah, so I didn't know what to do.
So you kind of do the same thing, but one of them will just solve, like, it's almost less work when you're missing a variable because then you can plug it into, you already have an equation with two variables, which that's what we're doing in the first step here is getting two variables. So which two equations do you want to combine first?
The top and left.
So 1 and 3. So equation 1 is 2x plus 4y plus z is equal to 3. The last one is x plus y minus z is equal to -1. So the z's cancel already, don't need to multiply by anything. So 3x plus 5y is equal to 2. Now we do that same exact thing again. So which two equations do you want to combine next?
Second and third.
Second and third, what am I going to have to multiply? Multiply the second by -3 to get the z's to cancel. Because I picked z to cancel the first time, I have to stick with z. So I'm going to multiply everything here by -3.
You're combining.
2 and 3. So x minus 2y minus 3z is equal to 4. And then my new third equation is -3x minus 3y plus 3z is equal to 3. So z's cancel, that's my goal. So I can combine everything else. X minus 3x is -2x minus 5y is equal to 7. What's next?
Put those two.
Combine these two. So 3x plus 5y is equal to 2. -2x minus 5y is equal to 7. The y's cancel off the bat here, so I don't have to multiply. If they didn't cancel out right away, you would have to multiply your equation by something. Right.
And you already get x equals 9.
So we get x equals 9. Awesome.
Now you plug it into one.
So I have to plug this into either one of the two red equations. So either 3x plus 5y equals 2 or -2 minus 5y equals 7. I don't know which one looks easier, but I'll just plug it into the first. So I have 3 times 9 plus 5y is equal to 2. 3 times 9 is 27 plus 5y equals 2. Subtract 27. So 5y is equal to -25. So y equals what? -5. And then how do I find z? Plug both of them in. I like the third one because there's not a lot of coefficients in there, so it'll be a little bit easier.
You have to put the last one into the original equation.
Yes. So once you have two variables, you plug it into the equation with 3 variables to find the last one.
I just did the math wrong. But I did too fast. And I did everything wrong.
That's not good. So 9 minus 5 minus z is equal to -1. So 4 minus z is equal to -1. Subtract 4 on both sides. Negative z equals -5, so z equals 5.
And then so it's 9, -5,
9, -5, 5. Factor the denominator. So what are two factors of -30 that add to 1?
6 and -5.
6 and -5. So this is x plus 6, x minus 5. So I split that up. So I have x plus 6 and x plus 5 on the bottom. X minus 5 on the bottom. What's next?
Make common denominator.
I need to make common denominators, so I multiply by what's missing. So in the first one, I'm missing x minus 5. Second one, I'm missing x plus 6. So here I have a times x minus 5 plus b times x plus 6. And what's that equal to? The top. 6x minus 25. Now what am I going to plug in for x?
Yeah, 5 and 6.
5 and negative 6. Awesome. So 6 times 5 minus 25 is equal to, what happens to the A? It becomes 0, so I'm not even going to write it. So then I have B times
11.
5 plus 6. So 30 minus 25 is equal to 11B. 30 minus 25 is 5. Divide by 11. So B is equal to 5 over 11. Now we plug in negative 6. So I have 6 times negative 6 minus 25 is equal to A times negative 6 minus 5. What happens to the B? It cancels because when I plug in negative 6 plus 6, I get 0. So this is negative 36 minus 25 is equal to negative 11A. Divide both sides by negative 11, or I need to add this first. So negative 61 divided by negative 11. So A is equal to 61 over 11. What's the last step? Plug in A and B. So I have 61 on top over 11 times x plus 6. Plus B is 5 over 11, so 5 on top and 11 on the bottom. 11x minus 5. And we can leave it like this.